Let me also now bring in my colleague Arunima, who's been bringing us all these details for us. She's joining us live on the broadcast from outside the NIA headquarters here in the national capital. Arunima, good morning. Before we get talking about what are the various links that are being currently established and under the scanner, just for the benefit of our viewers, first talk to us about which are these gang groups or gangsters that are under the scanner and who have we seen their links to?
So there are at least 5 to 6 major gangs whose associates, members, people who provide logistical help. They are being raided. More than 50 locations across Punjab, Haryana, Delhi, Rajasthan. And these gangs, number one of course is the Lawrence Bishnoi gang, believed to be the mastermind of the Sidhu Moosewala murder case. Lawrence Bishnoi is from Rajasthan. He's from the Bishnoi community, shot to fame after he threatened allegedly Salman Khan for killing off the Black Buck. That's when he was, jailed, and from within the jail premises, from the Tihar jail, allegedly he has been running this empire, conspiring to kill people, including Sidhu Moosewala. Along with him, a former associate of his is a man called Sandeep. Kala Jathedi gang is the name of the gang by which he became popular. His name came up, if you recall, when Olympian Sushil Kumar was accused of murdering a fellow gangster, Sagar. Then Kala Jathedi's name came up that he wanted to eliminate Sushil. He too is allegedly part of the same conspiracy to eliminate Sidhu Moosewala. There are gangs which are opposed to these two, and these are the other 3 gangs which are being raided in outer Delhi, in Delhi and in parts of Haryana. They operate, Neeraj Bhavana is one of the name there, which is being searched, and associates are being searched. Why is NIA carrying out these searches? Because NIA believes these are no longer gangsters. By legal terminology, gangster means people who indulge in crime like extortion and threaten people, and if the extortion doesn't succeed, they even go to the extent of killing people. NIA, however, feels that these are not IPC crimes. These are a conspiracy to destabilize India, especially Punjab, which is a border state, and there are linkages between these gangsters with Khalistani operatives. Goldie Brar, one of those associated with the Moosewala case, is in Canada. So the Khalistani link in Canada that we are seeing is also under the scanner. Pakistan-based ISI operatives providing logistical helps, money, funding, all of that NIA has reasons to believe is part of this grand conspiracy. These searches are going on to try and find out what was the money trail, how was the money coming in, how were the arms and ammunitions being sent, who were the others who were helping in this grand conspiracy.
As you rightly pointed out, one of the biggest concerns by the NIA, and because of all the focus specifically because of the Sidhu Moosewala's murder, has been how are these arms and ammunition actually making it across the border, what is the money trail. So you pointed out, Arunima, as many as 50 locations currently under the scanner. Which are the main locations where the NIA is expanding its reach as far as the raid is concerned?
It could be more than 50. I mean, we're being told around 50, but it could be more. We'll have to wait for the end of the day to know exactly how many locations. But these are essentially locations in Punjab, Moga, Firozpur, locations, 2 locations in Chandigarh, 2 locations in Rajasthan. Like I said, Lawrence Bishnoi comes from Rajasthan, and therefore people associated with him in his home state are being searched. Locations here in Delhi, outer Delhi, at least 2 locations, could be more, being searched, associated with Neeraj Bhavana and people who operate the gang with him. So broadly speaking, the premises, the residence of, and most of these gang members, interestingly, are in Tihar jail or in other jails of the country. So they are behind bars, but their empire is flourishing. So who are the people who are helping this empire flourish, so to say? Those are the people being searched, their residence, their premises, to try and find out how is it that they are running this racket, how is phone call happening from inside Tihar jail, what is the modus operandi there. Digital devices specifically are under the scanner, as are documents which could help them understand about the money trail that is being taken, because the suspicion is that the funding is coming from outside the country.
Okay. Arunima, I just want to talk to you specifically about who these gangsters are. One, of course, the group that you spoke to us about is the Lawrence Bishnoi group, as I said, was seen as a mastermind because of, in the case of the Sidhu Moosewala murder. The other gangsters and the groups that you're pointing out to us are the Kala Jathedi gang, there is the Bambia gang. What do we know so far as the masterminds behind these groups? Are they also behind bars, and who are the people who are suspected to be running the game for them outside?
So let me begin with Lawrence Bishnoi. I've told you enough about him, about the Black Buck case, about his alleged threat to kill Salman Khan. He was sent to Tihar jail. He's a 31-year-old. He's believed to be associated with the Moosewala murder case, associate of Goldie Brar, is running a racket while he's in jail and procuring AK-series rifles, procuring men to carry out not just a killing but also harboring the killers, shooters as they try and escape. So Lawrence Bishnoi is at the top of this pyramid. Then comes Kala Jathedi gang. Again, I told you about the association and how the name came up in the context of the killing of the wrestler. His real name, he's from Sonepat, Haryana, and the real name of Kala Jathedi is Sandeep. He was initially an associate of Lawrence Bishnoi, was involved in petty crimes when he was in college, and now suspected to be one of those behind Sidhu Moosewala's murder as well. There is a gang which is opposed to them, that is the Bambia gang. It was founded by a former kabaddi player called Davinder Singh Bambia. He operated in and around Panchkula. Again, extortion, threatening businessmen, killing them if they did not pay up. He was killed in an encounter, and two of his associates, Dilpreet and Sukhpreet, subsequently took over. If you go back to September 2021, there was a firing in Rohini Court here in Delhi.
Correct.
One of the gangsters, Jitendra Gogi, was killed there. It is suspected that Bambia gang was behind that killing. So even though the top brass has been eliminated, Dilpreet and Sukhpreet are in jail, the gang continues to operate and continues to eliminate rivals. The Tilu Tajpuria gang, associated with another gangster, Neeraj Bhavana. Bhavana is still in prison, but he's running this racket allegedly with Tilu Tajpuria. His premises in Outer Delhi also being raided. And they have another associate who go by the name of the Kaushal Chaudhary gang. Now, the Kaushal Chaudhary gang, as per information, has linkages as far as Armenia. And that is what is of worry, that, you know, how are these people who are in jail maintaining contact with people not just in Pakistan, not just in Canada, but other parts of the world as well, and ensuring that both in terms of money and in terms of arms and ammunition, help is coming their way while they continue to be in custody.
Absolutely. Aruna, I'll just request you to stay on with us. We're getting some live visuals now coming in, I believe, from Bhavana as well, where we can see visuals of these NIA raids as well. But I quickly want to come back to you as far as the link that we were speaking to you about Pakistan. The concern is not just as far as the funding of how these arms and ammunitions are making it across the border, but also about the support that they could be getting from locals and how they could be also using locals to join these gangs.
Yes, as far as the Pakistan connection is concerned, no surprise there, because we have seen how ISI on its twin agenda of Khalistan and Kashmir has worked for decades now. Since August 5, 2019, Kashmir has been a difficult ground for Pakistan. So they have shifted their focus to two routes. One, the Jammu international border route.
Correct.
We've seen so many instances of tunnels being found there, drone droppings happening. So while they are unable to target the valley so much, Jammu is the new hub, and along with Jammu, Punjab. Jammu and Punjab share a border. It's easy to traverse between the two. The international border runs through both Jammu and Punjab region. So the suspicion is that ISI is using these gangsters, and because of the Punjab connection, I just read out to you, except for Lawrence Bishnoi,
Correct.
most others operate either in Punjab or in Haryana. So it's easier for Pakistan ISI to tap into the Khalistani network, and through the Khalistanis who are based in Pakistan, reach out to these gangsters. And that's why NIA has stepped in, because this is then no longer just an IPC crime. This is much more serious. This is encompassed under the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act, and because NIA is already probing Khalistan-related cases, and there is a linkage that is visible, they want to get to the bottom of this and find out how deep is the linkage, how deep is the conspiracy.
Absolutely. Aruna, I'll just request